request of defense. I need Claudia Marks. Okay.
Is that all for me?
Yes.
Okay.
For the time.
For this moment, yeah.
22-39815 is now called the State of Texas versus Claudia Marks. Is that you?
Yeah.
Claudia Marks with Mr. Dusler, your attorney and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and the arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
And first of all, the request of defense, the defendant was evaluated by Dr. Ed Rapon for competency purposes, and in a letter dated September 3rd, 2024, the defendant was deemed competent to stand trial and is not in need of inpatient psychiatric treatment intervention. This document will be part of these plea hearing matters and will be referred to as exhibit number 1 on this day. And made a part of the record for all purposes. All right. In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about January 6, 2022 in Jefferson County, Texas, you've committed the first-degree felony of arson. Do you understand what you are charged with? Looks like an apartment or in Nederland?
Yes, sir.
Yes. If convicted of a first-degree felony, ma'am, you face a term of life imprisonment or any term of not more than 99 years or less than 5 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand the punishment range that is applicable for this charge? An agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty. What's the restitution on this?
It's the only, there has to be some restitution, and the only dollar figure I've been able to find in the file reflects a loss value of $20,000. I would like the court to set that as the upper amount of restitution that can be, and have it confirmed by the probation department. We could, Judge. I know that Ms. Marks is really limited on funds and ability to pay, so I have some concerns in that regard. According to this, if I may, Judge, according to the reports, they had to use 73 gallons worth of water to extinguish 3 active fires that were ongoing. So I know that there's restitution. My best guess is going to be that amount based upon the report.
There were several points of origin of the fire here at this apartment. 2 ignition points on a bookcase near the front window, another under a chair and next to some plastic storage containers near the dining and kitchen area. Another ignition point in the living room near the wall on the backside of the kitchen. Another ignition point in the bathroom sink next to a bottle of rubbing alcohol. The final ignition point on the bed in the bedroom at the head of the bed. Hmm. Six different points of origin of this fire. I don't know, depends on how fast they got there.
Yes, sir.
6 points can do a lot of damage.
The apartment was supposed to be engulfed with flames
The,
at that time.
who is the owner of the buildings? Do we know? It doesn't show.
The manager is Kimberly Kumar that is mentioned in the indictment.
I
Judge.
see that, but they generally aren't the owner, but I guess they.
I've given the name of the apartment complex to the probation department judge. And I'll check my forms around.
Who is the manager, you said?
Kimberly Kumar is who's mentioned in the indictment, judge. She is the manager of the apartment complex there, the Chateau Needle Apartments. I'll see if I can get the owner for the probation department, judge.
Look, I'm looking at this indictment you keep referring to, and where is that name in the indictment? You said.
Oh, I apologize, Your Honor. It's not actually mentioned in there. It's in my intake forms that she's listed as the victim complainant in my form, Your
Okay, the agreement here would be that you would be placed on deferred, or you would be pleading guilty, placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years in length, order to pay restitution, which is unknown at this time, but it may be in the amount of $20,000 or even greater, to be determined by a post-sentencing report. And it will go to a Kimberly, Kumar.
Yes, Your Honor, that's the
Who is
manager.
the manager on behalf of the owner, to be determined of the apartment complex, to be determined upon the post-sentencing report by the probation office. Is that the understanding of the parties, including the defendant? If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand, ma'am? How do you plead to this, guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty voluntarily, that is, on your own free will, and because you are guilty? I'll show you here what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Did you understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Or the contents all true and correct? State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into no objection. Without objection admitted. Among other things, this states you were mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you, or you've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representations provided by your lawyer. All true, so help you God. How long have you been in jail now? A long time?
A little over a month. She was on bond, and I think they revoked her, the bondsman revoked her bond when she was rearrested. A little over a month ago.
That's correct, Judge.
Have you ever been in jail before?
Yeah.
For when? When?
Just 3 years.
10 years? For what? For what? A firearm violation?
Yes, more than 10 years.
Before that, were you convicted of it? Have you lived in Jefferson County your whole life? Can you pull her up, please? Pulling teeth here. First one is what?
Ag assault from 1990.
An aggravated assault in 1990.
Received deferred probation and she completed it.
Okay, that was deferred probation, so that was dismissed later.
All this.
So you don't have a conviction. There will be, okay. Again, you're mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of this crime and any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. And you were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. With nothing further to add by the parties, I'm going to find that there is sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, but I am going to defer any finding of guilt and place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation for 10 years. And again, restitution must be owed in a manner to be determined to the manager, owner of this apartment complex. And there will be other terms and conditions of probation which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Make sure you follow this. If you fail, your probation can be revoked. You can be found guilty. Then you can be sentenced up to life imprisonment. Do you understand the importance of following these rules? Let me ask you, your disability, what is your situation now? Well, you're disabled, right? You're in a wheelchair right now. What's the disability? Your back. Okay. Are you able to ambulate, walk? Are you able to walk? You have to have something to walk with, like a, or are you getting, are you planning, some type of procedure for your back, or you're just going to live with it?
When I already have something in my back, if you want to put another machine in my back. Because this is not working right anymore.
Sounds like
More back issues. All right. Make sure you follow the terms and conditions of probation. And where are you going to live now?
Feel like, I'm at my winter apartment.
she has her own apartment. Her sister is here.
Okay, it's a different place from the place that
Yes.
you're charged with burning down, right? It's a different apartment. Okay, please see the probation office. Thank you. Dante Powell.
Ready. He's in custody as well.
It's all.
I'll need two.